I like football, a lot of teams around, line them up. Your mind, not there tonight. Just there, my life remains you're out there. Now there's a lot more things to football than really meets the eye. There are days when you should give it up. There are days when you should fly. Either love or hate it, depending on the score. When the team run out or they kick a goal, how's the fighting? You're out there. Out there to fight. You're out there to win. Get there, Adam. Not there. Out there tonight. You're behind. Fight like the devil. Proud of your pride.
Yeah. Nearly an instant out of Adelaide. Oh, yes. Up in KG and up there. Did you? That was a bit of an experience. Pretty around a bit higher, to be honest. Ah. How do you, mate? I forgot I did this last year, now I remember. I remember all that.
I suppose if we drop that down and sat up there, Ron would lose his camera, would he?
Is that on now, Ron? It's on. This is the start of the 1994 Colts Grand Final between Tumby Bay and Ramblers football clubs. Umpires Grant Beard and Ken Carr. Up goes the ball, big jump from Osman. Sheehan comes out with the ball and collects a free for holding the man without the ball. Sheehan long into half forward area. Pedler up, can't grab it. Umpires picked out a free over the shoulder to Osman. The big player in Ramblers game today. Good mark by Cretton. Full forward for Ramblers, Andrew Crittenden.
What number are you taking?
Should be a very close game. There's been 7 points, 2 points and 7 points in their 3 previous games. Basically one kick, and there's the first goal to Ramblers. Anthony Sheehan's out of work out of centre. It'll be something that Tumby Bay is going to have to stop if they want to win. Steve Doggig starting in the centre today, which is the first time I've seen that. Elliott wins the ruck. He's Cough. Kicks up the half forward line. Pedler up but can't grab the ball but gets paid anyway. Calling for Crittenden to run forward and he does so, and a good kick by Pedler. Hits Crittenden on the chest. He'd be about 50 metres out. It might be a bit too far for the lad. He's usually a good kick. Makes the distance, but just offline for 1 point. Ramblers lead 1-1 to no score. Good kick. Out to Scott Elliott. Straight to Sheehan. They've got to watch this. Got to have players they can kick to out in their open, keep away from him a bit. Sheehan into Cretton again. Cretton up high, can't grab the ball. Dolgig handballs out. Pedler takes the ball. Gets around on the left. Here's young Holman. There's Blacker, ducks once. Around the corner, gets a kick into the centre. And straight to Cretton. Well done, he put it in the right area.
Bit of loose checking there, Joe, from the Tumby Bay back line, so might have to tighten that up a little.
Tending to watch the man instead of going grabbing him first up there. The two little fellas grabbed that and basically had the ball too long. He should have been tackled. A lot of nerves will come into the first quarter here, I think. Usually does. And Ramblers have been on top all year, which will probably help them just a bit more.
Give them that psychological advantage, won't it? Yes. We'll just have to... Tumby Bay have started off with Morrison in the centre there, trying to shadow Sheehan, and he'll have his work cut out by the end of the day, and if he does a good job, he'll certainly deserve probably a glass of Coke this evening.
It's another goal to Ramblers, which takes him 2-1 to no score. Umpire Beard throws the ball up. Osmond throws for a big knock, doesn't quite get it. Out through Cough, the handball out to the wing. There's Morrison coming out strongly, good pick up. Gets the kick away, Nagel drops the ball. Going to get a quick left kick out to Sheehan. He takes a strong mark, under a lot of pressure. I think the Tumby boys have been told to hassle Anthony Sheehan a fair bit. There were three on top of him then. Tumby Bay will receive a free in the back here.
Jeremy David to take the free kick and relieve from the half-back line.
Down to the wing area. Everybody overruns the ball. Sheehan with the ball, gets a quick handball out. Here comes Chris Morrison, tries to get it away, can't do so. Straight through with Osmond then. Pick up by Lodge, but gets a quick handball. Couple of quick frees there that Umpy didn't see. The ball's very scrambly and a kind of good pace here for Colts football. Well done, Steve Dolgid. Trapped it off the boot. And a good kick into full forward. Here's Pinky. And a good mark.
Thompson has been, he's had his days on during the year, and probably the distance may just be a little bit long for him, but he has players in the goal square there. Here's his kick now. It doesn't look too badly off the boot either. And there's a good mark there to Girardi, who's looks like on line to bring up another one of those goals, having kicked well over 80 goals for the year so far, and a real good mark from Clint. He's an expert at dropping in there behind the pack and sharking that ball off in the goal square. There's the kick on goal there. The goal umpire didn't move much, and by the look of the supporters' flags and the goal umpires' flags, Tumby Bay have kicked their first goals through the agency of Clint Girardi. Very important goal that Tumby needed to get back there, with Ramblers making that early charge and kicking 2-1. Now they've been able to answer back, and you'd hardly say that the wind was favouring any end. If anything, it's just a very gentle breeze blowing across to the other side of the ground. Throw up there from Ken Carr, and Ramblers take the ball away there. McCullum picks it up though off the and here's Roti now in front, but and he's going to be awarded a free, playing the ball all the way. Roti will probably look for Dwayne Chilton down there at centre half forward. No, he's ignored that lead and gone for Thompson again. The ball's off hands and being brought away here now by Ramblers relieving. Doldig came in and was accosted there by Osmond, I think it was. And there's Mick McCullum driving Tumby right in, and Pinky Thompson. There's Damien taking a very good falling mark there. Only about 15 to 20 metres dead out in front of goal. So we'll wait and see what Pinky can do here, and Joe will tell you what the result is.
Bad mistake by Pedler then. He had a chance to kick on the right and tried to turn back into play, and it could cost Ramblers a goal. Oh, I think he's missed off to the left. He has. Can't afford to miss Tumby Bay. There's a bit of breeze, a bit of 2 or 3 goal breeze kicking down to the south. This is Quinton Nagel to bring the ball back in. Tries to go short to Cough. He gets a kick out the half-back flank. Here's Sheehan again. Good player, this bloke. One bounce. Keeps up the wing. Who's here? Young Cunningham comes through. Traps the ball well. Back there is Cabot. He can't gather the ball properly. The ball's on the ground. Out comes Blacker, but the ball's out of bounds. Just throwing Cabot versus Dolgig. Pedler around the body. Blacker there and Lodge too. Traps it over well, but no one home. Comes out through Holiday. Oh, a little Rambler came flying out of that pack. And in they go again. Be a ball up, says umpire. Grant Beard. Having a word to a couple of players. Ramblers are winning the ruck through Osman. Pedler around the body, kick to nobody in particular, but in a good area. In there, little Jim Holman feeds the ball out with a handball. Morrison too quick off the ground. Here's Lodge. Oh, Troy Holiday again. Well done, lad. Came from the back pocket. There'll be a free here for Matt Rothy.
Going down.
He's a good player, this young fella too. I didn't like him early in his years, but he's a good player, matured well. It's a kick there. Should have had a kick around the body. Here's Fuller up, left leg off the ground. Dolby there, but can't trap it. Runs straight through the player. Well done, lad. Jeremy David can't quite trap it, now does, so gets a handball out to Rothy. Rothy down to centre half forward, but no one home, all Ramblers, and here's Hogan, marks safely on the chest. Hogan will go out to the other side wing now with Walker, usually good hands, but drops that one. Good tack by Walker, but I think he's picked up a free for being in front. Bit of pushing and shoving by the young fellas. Scott Blacker takes a good mark on the wing. It's got Sheehan and Pedler there to go to, and Cabot. Up high and Dolgig, good mark. Can't really kick into his area. He's the tallest man on the ground and a good mark. Has become very confident in the last 2 or 3 weeks. James Pedler on a left leg out to up to the centre area. Morrison can't grab it. In comes Chilton. Goes a good mark. Into the centre half forward area. Hogan behind. Out comes Nagel strongly. Good bump by 2 young fellas. Good handball out, but Nagel's there to trap it. That's in Guy Nagel and kicks it out to the wing. Here's Nagel in the run for it. Morrison now. Good pick up. Round the body. But he's kicked out on the full. And Hogan will take the kick in. No, I've changed it over. It's Nagel. Guy Nagel. Sheehan over the back, can't take it, but strongly through. Comes around on the left. It's a kick now, but no one home. It's all Tumby. And Troy Holiday. Good kick back into the half forward area.
Come on, Matty, go!
McCallum took the mark there and elected to play on. Roti lost the handball, but McCallum's recovered enough to get it on down to Ryan Prime, and Ryan will follow the ball out of bounds. Throw in here on the half-forward flank for Tumby Bay. These boys giving it everything in this first quarter this morning, and it's a wonderful morning for football too. I think Dwayne Chilton's just digressed there by taking him a little bit high around the neck, and here's the mark here now looking for Joe Pedler, and Jeremy David there trying to keep pressure on him. John Southern now is getting around there like the little ferret that we know of him. Handball to Doldig, and Doldig's in trouble, but gets the handball out into the open and gives the speedsters a run at it. Hogan's over that ball there now, following it on, kicks it off the ground slightly, and has moved the ball on some 30-40 metres there just by playing the ball and keeping his body over it at all times. Sheehan gets that ball away now there down to between centre half forward and half forward flank, where Holman overruns the ball, and there's a very good bump there from Osman out to Holiday there, and played on back to Troy Holiday. Now Wade Lodge is down on the ground doing battle with two Ramblers men, and the umpire decides to bounce the ball.
It was a good bump by Osman then. It was upset Dolgy just a bit. Cabot into ruck now. Sheehan again out of that centre. Don't quite take it cleanly. Pedler's in there too, Joe Pedler. Bit scrambly, there'll be a ball up here. Those lads that can take a bit of initiative and give a bump here in the first quarter. It's part of the game and it's very important. Sheehan infringes with David. He started quite well. Centre half back for Tumby. Kicks it down to Morrison. Morrison elects to play on down to the wing.
Dwayne Chilton takes a good mark there.
He's a big fella. I haven't seen much of this Chilton. Hogan up high but can't grab the ball. Now picks up one grab. He loves to run, but he's in trouble here. Umpire elects to keep it going. Couldn't make the hair nor hide of which free he's going to pay then, so he's going to throw it up. Hogan should have taken the ruck, but Koff does. Tumby Bay comes out through Southern, goes for the boundary. Be a good little player, Johnny Southern, later on too. Got a lot of skill, pretty solid, attacks the ball well. Out through Hogan here, up to the centre, but it's all Steve Dolgy. Takes a strong mark. He'll put Tumby right into attack, but Pedler spoils off the boot and does it cleverly. He has to get a quick, does it well, Joe Pedler. Here's young Cunningham. Misses it one grab. Luke Holiday kicks it off the ground well out in front. It's Minard and Holiday. Bit of a difference in size. James Pedler, very cool. He takes a bounce of it. He's caught here, holding the ball. Picked it up brilliantly, but had to get a quick kick. This is Girardi. Tumby Bay from the wing. Comes into centre and a good kick. Ryan Modra in the half-forward area, but straight to Chris Fuller. And Fuller from just about the true centre half-back area. Out to the wing. Joe Pedler's area, can't grab it. Good attack by Sheehan then. Again, a good tackle by Pedler. Bit scrambly. Here's Morrison. He's very quick, usually a good one grabber. Hasn't played that well against Ramblers in the past, but he's doing quite a bit this quarter. Good pick up by Walker, but handball straight to a Tumby player. Sheehan doing a lot of work there, tackling. Koff, good strong mark. Well done by Guy Nagel. Came in hard for the ball, and a good attack by Tumby too, around the neck here to Rothy. He'll drive them well into attack. He's out to Dolgy with a handball. Dolgy now usually a good kick into Thompson. Can't grab it. Rambler must cue the ball out. Here's Fuller. Picks it up and now gets a left foot kick. There's Nagel here. Can't go. Rothy here. Good fierce play by Rothy. Going to get a kick into the full forward area. No Tumby player can mark it. Would drop by the Tumby player then. Here's Nagel out with a handball. Osman in there gets a bump. Pedler can't take the ball, bit scrambly. It boxed up. Ball about 50 metres out from Tumby goal, with the breeze working for Tumby. Good tackle by Koff then on the big fella. Osman can't get a kick away. Over the neck by John Southern. Southern around on the left. Good kick, a good kick, young Johnny Southern. Into Thompson. He's got good hands, Thompson. He's usually lacked a bit of confidence, in my opinion, but he started with a lot of confidence this morning. Good strong mark out in front of the body. Nice looking kick off the boot, but I think he steered it a bit right. He has.
Look at him, Blaze, come on!
Crucial that he gets them. Nagel to bring the ball back in again for Ramblers.
Right on him, Blaze!
Sheehan making a lead out wide, and that's the direction he'll go. Good strong mark, Ant. Who we got home here? Russell Osman drops one he should have taken. Dolgig there picks up cleanly. Drives back into half forward area, and Thompson well out in front. Good punch, Quentin Nagel. Here's Chilton around the body again. Koff in here, he should mark this. Doesn't get it. Koff again working hard. So is McCullum. Rothy in over the ball. Umpire's paid a throw against Tumby Bay. Quentin Nagel working hard. He's at full back for Ramblers. Well out of his area. Kicks it up to the centre area. Joe Pedler gets a free for hanging on without the ball. Out to Minard. Minard on his own. Shannon Minard on the wing for Ramblers. Into Joe Pedler again. He can't take it. Got to play forward. Scott Blacker in there. Gets a handball. Turns around the left. Out into the open. Nagel gets a punch away. We've got a lot of small men here, Ramblers, and Tumby bring it back to the thing. Here's Rothy on his own. Should drive them well into attack again. Thompson out hard and can't take the mark. And there goes to siren to end the first quarter. And Ramblers lead 2-1 to Tumby Bay 1-2.
Well, that was quite a good quarter of football for an opening quarter, with both teams very, very nervous in the first 10 minutes there, I thought, Joe, but some very good footballer, and gee, the style of this young Anton Sheehan, there'd be a lot of senior players like to be two-sided and have the balance and poise that he's got, wouldn't they, Joe?
He's the difference in the game. He's just everywhere. He's tackling, he's not tackling, he's there for a handball, or he's in part dishing the handball out, and his kicks are very accurate. And there's no doubt about it, he's the difference in the game. But I thought some Tumby blokes started very well then. I got a bit of surprise to see Steve Girardi start in the centre, but it seems to be working, because when Ramblers come out of the half-back area or full-back area, Steve's there and he's so tall, he gets the mark, good clean mark, and he's picking up some balls off the ground too cleanly, so he's a most improved lad. But nothing in it at this stage, and we'll wait for the next quarter.
Second quarter, and umpire Ken Carr about to throw the ball up with Osman there in opposition to Big Scott Elliott from Tumby Bay there, and these two boys are giving everything in ruck today. Very close duel there. Doldy gets it away there to Morrison off his left boot and drives it into the centre half forward. But there it's taken by Chris Fuller. And he's been a good player all year too, this Fuller. And he looks down there for Crittenden, but a bit of a push in the back there. And Brad Holliday brings it away off the ground there. Ryan Modras in battling hard on the ground. And he's away and clear onto his right boot, but kicks into the man. And the ball's in there for Doldig on his knees to get out to Southern. Southern ducks his head and was lucky to get away there. And we're in a bit of a little bit of, but the umpire's picked out a mark there for a push in the back to Koff. Koff will look down there to centre half forward where he's got Joe Pedler in good form there and proving a bit of a handful at times for his opponent. There's the ball and he's looked up into the air there and there's Stephen Doldig in there again, and he's coming out with the free kick for over the shoulder. Dolds looks there for Brett Paul, and here's Michael McCullum, the racehorse, on the run there, drives it right down into the forward pocket where Thompson's out there and trying to mark on the chest, is interfered with from behind. Will take a free kick from probably 45 to 50 metres out on a slight angle and coming into that breeze. The breeze sort of favouring somewhere between the half-forward flank and the forward pocket on the opposite end of the ground for Ramblers. Thompson's kick there now is a good-looking kick off the boot, but he's pushed it out to the side a little and the umpire signals 1 point.
Again, Steve Dolgy put that ball back into play. He's just dropping loose across that centre, and the Ramblers have got to kick away from him because he'll get it every time. And Nagel to bring the ball back in from full back. Not much move, it kicks into Koff, but Rofi hard in Koff's back, and Koff will take a free. Not much movement down the centre line. Now there's a bit of movement out to Pedler. Good strong mark by Joe Pedler. Got loose men in the centre. Should go that way. Chris Fuller takes a good mark onto Sheehan with a good quick handball. Sheehan breaks the pack. Kicks into the full forward area where Crittenden will fly for it. Can't mark the ball. Here's young Jim Holman out in front. Gets a handball back to Cabot. Good work, lad. And Cabot, the offline, kicks 1 point. Tumby to bring the ball in quickly. Steve Dolgy Blacker tried to get in front but couldn't. It's given away about 2 feet. Dolgy now down to the wing area. Out here, Rothy out here, and McCullum. McCullum grabs the ball and takes a bounce over to Rothy. Rothy up to the half-forward area. Ramblers can't mark the ball there. Hogan in there, can't get it off the ground. Now picks up and gets a kick into the centre, but it's all Tumby Bay. Out through Morrison. Very quick on the ground, this fella. Into the centre half-forward area. Joe Pedler off the ground. It's all Ramblers here now. Picked up, should kick out in the clear area. Does so. And Shannon Minard leading in the front of the ball. You have to pick up one grab and get a kick. Throwing the ball in now. Chilton up over high, but Pedler can't hit the ball. A lot of Tumby Bay players here. Morrison can't pick it up and had a heap of time. In comes Rothy, a good pick-up, turns on his left. Round the full forward area, and Nagel, a good strong mark. Going backwards into the play. Kicks out in the direction of young Hogan now, he didn't want the ball too much. Here's McCullum, he's a bit of a racehorse. Oh, Hogan all over the top of him. McCullum will take a kick, about 45 metres out, very acute angle. Next to go in short to Rothy, no one up over the back, late, gets the ball punched away. Johnny Southern picks it up but can't get a clear kick. Oh, he's got a free. This is Johnny Southern, about 40 metres out. Goes in long, right into the full forward. Thompson can't quite take the mark. Dolgy can't get it away. Very scrambly play there and rushed through for a point by Joe Pedler. Tumby on top in the start of this second quarter. Tumby Bay have got some good runners in McCullum, Morrison. Lex to kick out to Nagel and James Pedler. Hogan over the back can't get it, but stolen well by Guy Nagel. Kicks down to the centre area. Here's Fuller all by himself. Handballs well onto Cabot. Some of these blokes, instead of going by themselves, have got to get into the play more. Kick short to Sheehan, running straight at it. And did well, Holiday then. Kept the ball in front of him. Holiday and Cabot now compete hard. Fuller in over the ball. Battling hard for the ball. Umpire says my ball. The right forward flank area for Ramblers. Up high, Cabot knocks it down to Sheehan. Breaks forward with strong play. Kicks in the full forward area, but no one home. Tumby Bay can't mark it, but the ball is rushed through for 1 point. It'll be 2 goals 3 to 1 goal 4. A lot of Tumby Bay players out in this area. Only young Jim Holman gets pushed out of it a bit in his lodge. The good player in the preliminary final. Takes 1 bounce, kicks up towards the wing. Joe Pedler there, but Dolgig can't mark it. No, I'm sorry, that was Chilton. Chilton will take a free kick for a push in the back. When Ramblers came forward then, it was surprising to see 2 big loose men. Loose, they must come up into the play and help drive the ball back down again, instead of staying there waiting. Up very high, Walker was showing a lot of guts staying in underneath the ball, and he's only a little fellow, but out through Thompson again. He's on a cute angle, but it hits the post. Good effort, lad. Very acute angle then. Would have been a big goal. Takes him to 1 goal 5 to 2 goal 3. Tumby wasting opportunities. Out and Pedler wasn't very confident then when he went up. The ball's tucked in under. Umpire Carr says my ball.
Young Johnny Southern in there like the ferret, trapping that ball in on the ground under a player nearly a foot taller than him, and umpire Carr will now throw the ball up there between half forward flank and centre half forward. There's a good even ruck contest, and it's brought away there through Osman, and as Ryan Modra now picks it up, turns around around the body there, and a good kick in towards Clint Girardi, but the Ramblers player there is right in front, and they bring the ball away there quite easily down to the wing here now. Here we go now with young Johnny Southern versus Sheehan, and he goes for the safety of the boundary right in front of the commentary point here. Doldig forming up in ruck here now, and he's there against Osman. Osman wins the tap there down to Nagel, and Guy Nagel gets it down where Jeremy David's not quite able to control it, and there's a good Sheehan going through again, heading for goal, and a beautiful pass right under the chest there of Martin Cabot. Beautiful play there, Joe, don't you think?
Yeah, good kick, but he did go a bit wide, but Cabot centred it, and there's player Cretton up high there. And Jim Holman in there gets pushed out. Hard scrambly play right in front of Ramblers goals. Well done, Jim Holman, to pick up brilliantly, and he's kicked a goal. Top effort, young fella. He's only a mini colt, this lad. But swooped on the ball, a loose ball, and turned around on his right and snapped a goal. Well done, Jimmy Holman. It may be just the difference. The little fellas, odd little fellas doing a little bit more. Ramblers boys doing a little bit more, and just perhaps a little bit more talent. But the mid-liners for Tumby Bay are playing very well in McCallum and Morrison, and some of those players are showing a lot of run. Up high Cretton, and he's coming to ruck now. Sheehan again on the ball, keeps it well in front of him. David does well to stand in front of the ball then. Can't get his kick away cleanly. The ball up. Yeah, big Scotty Elliott in ruck for Tumby Bay. Working very hard. In again against Cretton. Cretton wins the ball. And then goes on and gets a kick out into the full forward area. Holiday misses the ball. In hard Holiday again, can't get his kick clear. Osmond tries to tap it forward and does so. Lodge overruns it. Here's Fuller on the left, swings on the left when he swung. And he's kicked 1 point. Ramblers working a bit harder in the forward area now. It makes a lot of difference.
One of the holidays. Warren Redding.
He's Redding to bring the ball in for Tumby Bay. Lets to kick quickly. Out in the area of Morrison, David, he can't grab it. David's limping a bit. Here's big Steve Golgett in the front. Cretton bumps him out over the... Well, it's not out of bounds, and Cretton keeps it in cleverly. On to Cunningham. He gets a quick kick, smothered by a Tumby player. Here's Lodge around his body up to the wing area where Joseph Pedler takes a strong mark. Not a lot of movement down forward by Ramblers, and he's holding the ball up. Likes to go down along the boundary. It's in the Morrison area, and he's taken a mark. Troy Holiday, I'm sorry. Out to Pedler again, a good mark, Joe Pedler, sticky fingers. He's playing better this quarter. Into Nagel, Guy Nagel, good mark. Should have played on quickly then, had a chance. Players were loose. Here's Osman over the back and a good strong mark, Russell. Osman, he'd be 25 metres straight out in front of goal. Got good hands, this fellow. Tends to get a little bit lazy. Looks good off the boot and straight through the middle. Another goal to Ramblers. That will take them to 4 goals forward to 1 goal 5. It's showing now that those goals that Thompson missed early in the first quarter right in front are very crucial.
Yes, unfortunately he kicked 3 points, and one that hit a post that gave him 4 points, and of course the scoring shots are only 8 scoring shots to 6, but of course the 17 points different, so it shows that goals are certainly the things that are that win the game. Here we come back to the umpire car now, about to throw the ball up in the centre there, and it's big Scott Elliott there in opposition again to... there we go now. Chris Morrison drives Tumby forward down there, and Pinky's coming from behind, able to spoil there, and big Dwayne Chilton there is able to chip one across there, and Clint Girardi takes a very nice diving mark and just rolls and pushes it, and he's only about 15 metres out probably, and on a very, very slight angle, and knowing Clint, he'd go very close to kicking this one.
Good attack by the ball at Thompson then. He's way out of his ground and attacked Joe Pedler, who should have taken an easy mark. Really Thompson's goal then. He's most improved lad. I haven't seen him at full forward before, and he hassled Joe Pedler out of that ball then, and Tumby will be able to get a quick reply. Good work by Thompson then, Neil.
Yes, very good. He applied himself to the ball very well then. Wasn't afraid of meeting a body with his own body. Here's umpire Baird throwing up in the centre of the ground there now, and Crettenden's all over the top there, and there he goes again. That wonder man Anton Sheehan driving Ramblers right into full forward, but Redding's able to spoil. Sheehan picks up again now and blazes on goal, and he's a little offline, and from here I'd say yes, 1 point as signalled by the goal umpire. 2 very good efforts there by Sheehan, and I can't help but sing his praises ever since having seen him play at Pine Nippy earlier in the year there. Tumby need to get this ball. They've got it going there now again through Mick McCullum down along that far wing. Dwayne Chilton's going in over the ball, but it comes up off of a boot, and Roty's able to trap the ball and look down there to young Ryan Prime, who looks back for a handball to Roty. He's followed on his own kick, and Roty now is driving him in towards Thompson, juggles the ball, it comes to ground, and Ramblers are all in there, but Thompson's come around the back of the pack and still keeping the ball in play, chips it out there where Johnny Southern can't quite get it, and there's a bit of a melee develops there, but the ball's trapped on the ground there, and Tumby were lucky to trap that ball in there and keep it there then. The throw up there not far out of goal, and a big thump out by goes to Doldig. Doldig chips it in off the boot there, and the defensive Ramblers here is just as desperate as their A-grade team seem to put on. And Tumby, of course, are not trying to be denied. They're here. Rody's playing around out there across to Doldig, and Doldig drives a long kick in, but it looks like it's offline and out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, good strong work by Joe Pedler back in that full back area. Punched it out twice and then kicked off the ground. Now he's taken a mark. Right in the back pocket area. Taking his time. Again, not much movement. Chilton in the line of fire. Likes to go short. Good work. See a loose man. Doesn't matter who it is. Kicks into Koff now. Bringing it out short, electing to bring it out short. Koff plays on with one bounce. Goes down towards the centre. Scott Blacker, he's going to be over the back of him. Here's young Cunningham, can't get the ball. Johnny Southern playing a good game now, but kicks it straight down the throat of Cretton, and he's a bit slow getting rid of it, and tacked from behind by Poole. Perhaps a man held without the ball in, but the umpire lets it go. Cretton out strongly through with the ball, grabs it, handballs to nobody. Good tackle by Blacker from the back, and James Pedler comes out strongly with the ball out to the wing. Good strong mark by Lodge. Kicks up the wing area. Johnny Southern again. Had a good quarter this quarter. Legs to go in, but Scott Black has taken a strong mark. Just back from the wing. Someone should be leading. He's a good kick. Chris Fuller out in front, can't take the mark. Over the back, there's a couple of Ramblers here onto Anthony Sheehan by Cunningham. Sheehan kicks it down to young Jim Holman all on his own. Tricks the man and plays on. And Osman up high but can't control the ball. Ball on the ground now right in front of Ramblers' goal. Tumby working very hard, have to be a ball up. Again, young Jim Holman waited for the player to come to him, then just dodged and played on. Cabot up high, gets the mark. Sheehan comes through that pack again. He's good at that and kicks a brilliant goal. Here's a very good exponent of watching the ball off the hands and running straight through in the pack and coming out the other side with the ball. No, he's missed. It was 1 point. It'll be 4-5 to 2-5. 2 straight goals. Reading to bring the ball back in now for Tumby Bay. Usually doesn't look much, takes a quick kick and he's done it again. Koff in front but can't control it. Here's Dolgig. Been a bit quiet the last 10 minutes, but kicks well up to the wing. Way out in front, Tumby Bay, but it goes out of bounds.
Young Jim Holman there, number 16, is certainly showing down there in that forward pocket that you don't have to be big to be effective. He's playing it to perfection, perhaps having watched Clint Girardi in previous years, but for a mini Colt, he's acquitted himself very well so far. Out on the full that one was, and there's a bit of a contest there with big Scott Elliott in it, but there's that player coming out with his head over the ball all the time, getting all the protection that the umpire can afford him. Good handball there around again, and he shrugs off the tackle, and a great mark there taken by Stephen Doldig, and Tumby Bay certainly needed that little relief. This is dangerous here now with 3 Ramblers in opposition to 2 Tumby, and there's a good mark taken there now by Martin Cabot. Cabot will look for the teeth of goals, I would think. Taking his time, and he's got the lead there now from Osmond, I think it is, and he's not able to mark there. There's a fair bit of defence going on there, but the umpire's picked out a free for holding on. And here's young Blacker there now, and once again, he's not one of the biggest players out there, but he's been quite effective and done some very good things. He's going to take a deliberate shot on goal now from probably about 20 to 25 metres out, almost dead in front. Lines it up now, runs in, drops the ball nicely, comes off the boot nicely. Faded a little bit, and I think it's been touched right on the line there. Goal umpire signals 1 point. ready to bring the ball back into play now, and he's got it away just as the siren goes. And we see here now at half-time that the boys come in with Ramblers leading 4-6 to Tumby Bay 2-5. I can't say enough, Joe, about the captain, the vice-captain here, Anthony Sheehan. I think he's played a very good game and done everything expected of him. He's certainly given his teammates something to look for. Joe Pedler back in the back lines there has played very well. Osman is using his weight and youth in ruck there, and he's had a very good, he and Scott Elliott I think are having a very good clash there in ruck. Perhaps the honours going a bit Osman's way there, but Tumby Bay there, Doldig dropped out of the game a little bit. Roti probably did a little more there on that occasion, and Troy Holidays, we've got to look out for these Holidays. We have 4 of them, 3 brothers and Jordan, so we've got 4 Holidays, but I think Troy was the man there who saved 2 or 3 times right when Tumby Bay were looking down the barrel.
I thought young Johnny Southern played very well for Tumby Bay then. He's only out of minis last year and got several kicks on his own, worked hard for the ball. But again, Anthony Sheehan bursting those packs and coming through off out of a tap, very effective. There's Ramblers in front, 4-8 to 2-5, and have just, again, those early goals by Tumby, very important for them, but they're fighting back and they're all working hard, and there's plenty of run left and plenty of game left in this game. Couple of changes here. Elliott's still in ruck, but Thompson's come into the centre for Tumby Bay. Osman up high, takes the ruck. Sheehan again. Morrison does well, then taps it back. Through comes Jeremy David. Picks the ball up. Gets down past the wing. Hogan goes straight past him. Tumby, both players missed the ball then. Dolgig around the corner on the left. Into the full forward area. Out here, Quinton Nagel picks it up, one grab around the body. It's all Tumby Bay. Here's young Southern, one grab. Likes to go back on the left. Here Walker picks up for Ramblers. Kicks the ball out over the boundary line.
Doldig's gone into centre half forward for Tumby Bay, and Dwayne Chilton's dropped into the goal sticks there to release Thompson out onto the ball for a run, I think, Joe.
Yeah, it could be a good idea. Thompson is playing very well, and there is a fair breeze coming, so if he can keep it down in that area, and Big Chilton, I've seen him take a couple of good marks, so if they can get it down him, we'll see what he does. In from the boundary, here's Morrison, can't get a free kick. James Pedler taps it out of the pack. Osman in there hard, but it's a ball up. I listened to both coaches talk then, and Ramblers coach in Rob Parson asked for a bigger effort from here's Sheehan again, but a bigger effort from some of these blokes, and they reckon this was Sheehan's half. Well, I thought he was the best man on the ground the first half. Fuller's taken a good strong mark there. Nowhere to kick it. There's all little men. Cretton coming out hard. Blacker can't get the mark. Punched out by Tumby Bay. Here's a holiday. I don't know which one. Blacker in the middle.
I think that one was Brad, Joe.
Brad Blacker, yeah. Blacker out again with a handball. Here's Nagel. Guy Nagel round into a good open area. And there's a free kick down the ground for after disposal. Little Jimmy Holman, being a good player for Ramblers, he'll take a kick in the full forward area. Measures into Crittenden, kicks well out in front of him. A good kick, Jim. Couldn't miss the ball. He will be a good little player, this fella. This is Crittenden, 30 metres out, right in front of goals. Kicking into a bit of breeze. Like I was saying, I listened to Rob Parsons. Asked for a bit bigger effort. Ramblers didn't think Ramblers were that far in front and still only 2 kicks in it. Straight kick by Crittenden. Adds another goal. That'll take Ramblers to 5 goals 7 to 2 goals 5. Crettenden's been the main goal scorer. He's got good hands if they can get it down there to him.
Yes, that was a good goal into the wind and a very telling goal there. Ramblers now forge ahead. They're 20 points ahead, 5-7 to 2 goal 5. And Crittenden, the man who kicked that last goal, has now kicked at least 3 goal 1 according to my record, and a very telling total he's kicked out of their score. There's a good thump down there by Ramblers, and Chin in over the ball there, but unable to... Yes, and he's going to get a free there. He's been interfered. He'll get 25 or 50 metres. And there's that player from Tumby Bay, unfortunately, has been sent off the ground. And what an injustice he's done to not only himself, but his teammates now, because under the rules, Tumby cannot bring another player on until such time as he serves his suspension. And this is going to bring Ramblers down there now about 50 metres, 55 metres out, dead in front.
Sheehan to bring it back into the full forward area. Crittenden up, can't get it. Holiday there tries to take a mark. Jim Holman around the body again. Oh, he's having a great day, this young fella. Another goal to Jimmy Holman. And Ramblers go further ahead, 6-7 to 2-5. Yeah, Matt Rothy, he's had Travis Koff put on him right from the start. And probably one of Tumby's best players, but Travis Koff is a very tight sticker to the man, and he's just worried him into a bit of frustration, a bit of bad luck. And then Sheehan got that ball and fell over, and then Matt Rothy came hard into his back and then just threw him out the road and has been sent off. Got to try and control your emotions in this game. Ball up, Osman again. He's winning a lot of the ruck now. Sheehan in hard again, cops one high. Umpire Grant Beard. Both umpires have done a good job keeping good control. All players know what's going on. Osman and Elliott up. Osman again. Sheehan can't get that one. Out here through Mick McCullum and down to the centre area. Pedler coming hard at the ball, can't trap it. Ball goes past him again. Elliott can't pick the ball up. Here's Hogan taken down without the ball. Dolgig can't get the ball clear. Out through Tumby Bay, out to the wing area. Tumby overrun it. Hogan kicks it forward but can't pick it up. Now does so. He's a bit of a speedster and around the body, but it's straight down to Dolgig. And young Blacker into Dolgig's back. Couldn't do much else. Dolgig plays on quickly.
Young Scott Black was unfortunate then to give away a free. He'd committed himself in his attack on the ball, and Doldig just stood his ground, and of course Blacker, being much shorter, pushed him in the back. The ball now is over there on the half-forward flank for Tumby Bay, and umpire Ken Carr's ruled that he'll take the throw up and see if we can clear the play a bit. Tumby Bay just were a little bit flustered there a short while ago. Clint Girardi leads in the race to the ball with his body over the ball and has been awarded the free for a push in the back. Girardi will probably look for either Doldig or Chilton, and he looks for Doldig, who's unable to control the ball, but picks it up and drives it in with his left boot there, where young Ryan Prime there is lining himself up, but Ramblers tapped the ball on, and it looks as though they've rushed it through for a point. Ramblers now to bring the ball in out to the other flank, but the umpire pulls it back because the goal umpire had not quite completed waving the point. So this now gives Tumby a chance to man up, man to man, chance which they probably needed since they're one man short on the ground there at the moment.
Yeah, out through Nagel, the full back, looking for Joe Pedler. Umpires picked a free. I can't tell who it's for. Hogan. Someone's pushed Hogan in the back. He comes up to the wing area to where there's Pedler there. Turns back into the play courageously but can't trap it. Ramblers in through Guy Nagel. The ball's out of bounds. It's the half-forward area for Tumby Bay. Sheehan up over the back but can't hit it out cleanly. Guy Nagel kicks off the ground but straight out of bounds again. Still a fair breeze there, Neil. 2 or 3 goals. If Tumby can get down cleanly, they'll get a couple of goals here.
Yes, it's on the right flank for them, Joe. I was a little surprised when the fullback elected to play this flank, but Tumby have got the easy way into goal if they can just use the assistance of that breeze.
Fair bit of body work coming in now by the young fellas. Dolgig around the body well, but it's all Joe Pedler back there.
FID!
He's playing a very solid game too back there in defence, Joe.
Yeah, to me he looks more of a backman than a forward man. Plays the game well back there, knows what to do. Kicks short into Koff. A lot of people won't know James Pedler. He's a good improver. Takes strong hands. Koff's played a good game. He's taken Rothy right out the game. Straight down the neck of young Nagel, but he can't control it. It was play on, touched hands. Dolgig now to control the ball. Gets a handball over to Morrison. Morrison to drive Tumby forward. But it's all Ramblers again. In through Hogan. He can't control the ball. Coming out now, takes a pick up and gets through the pack well, round the body. All Tumby Bay here through Holiday. Big Cabo gets the ball, but handball's out in the wards of Southern. Whoa, in the back to Sheehan there. They're trying hard to control Anthony Sheehan, but he's just so good they can't get in front. He gets in front well and he hangs low to the ground. And they can't keep him out of the game, Neil.
Yes, a beautiful footballer and certainly a credit to himself and the game to see a young lad like this playing the ball the way he does all day. Tumby relieved there through the agency of Holiday, and he's got a good distance kick there with a bit of roll right down to the wing where Ryan Modra there is doing battle with 2 opponents, and he manages to get a handball away to Morrison, who fumbled but recovered quickly, and his kick's a little off stray but out towards Thompson and Guy Nagel there, and unfortunately there's a trip there going Nagel's way, and while some of the crowd don't agree, I think the umpire's seeing things fairly well. Guy Nagel now looks down the centre there, but it's Holiday there who takes the ball on the chest, plays on and gets it over to Doldig, who puts it right down to Chilton at centre half forward, but he's unable to take it, and Ryan Modra comes in and picks up the crumbs and keeps Tumby going forward. But there's Hogan again, and he's playing well today. I couldn't help but think last week when I saw him, I thought, what's Gerald Sheehan doing playing out here in a Colts game?
Good comment, Neil. Yeah, he's playing a lot better than he has. Now Scotty back and traps it, comes around on his left leg. The Dolgig there can't control the ball. Gonna need a Rambler player around there. Dolgig overrun by Chris Fuller, ran straight through then, and Sheehan again. Now Fuller kicks the ball forward up into the half forward area. Out here through Holiday. Again, I don't know which one it is. Knocked forward by Elliott into the Ramblers direction. Sheehan, good tackle there from behind. Dolgig quickly off the ring, but here's Guy Nagel with a strong mark. He's played quite well off his wing or half back.
He's had quite a few kicks and telling kicks too, Joe.
Good to see him into the game. Oh, a strong mark by Fuller in the pack then. Read the ball a lot better than everybody else. He'd be 55 metres out, straight in front, won't make the distance. Cretton and Cabot in there for Ramblers. Ball's right in the teeth of goal. Cretton can't mark it. Holiday up over, knocks it out well. Good tackle by Blacker on the Tumby player then. Out comes another Holiday. Straight through strongly was Koff then, but can't control the ball. Holiday again kicks out cleanly to the centre. And Guy Nagel again. Having a good day. It's good to see him get a bit of confidence. Not much moving up the half forward area here. Elects to go down the centre. But it's straight to Jeremy David. Rothy's come back on the ground again now. Minard can't get that ball. Neither can Southern. Out through young Ryan Modra. He's played quite well. Johnny Southern's tackled but can't get it away cleanly. Here's Modra in there again. Tries to pick it up. He beat two big fellas last time. His Cough snatched it away from the players. But umpire says my ball. And he'll ball up on the other side wing. Cough off the hands now. Good handball out in the open. Blacker does a quick handball under pressure to nobody. Right in the halfway mark on the true wing. No decisive tap in. Strong bump by Rothy, but Cough holds the ball and comes out spinning straight to Sheehan. Sheehan kicks it up to Cabot, but he overruns it. And the ball is out on the half forward area for Ramblers. Ramblers working a bit harder this quarter. Seem to have had a bit more of the play. Cabot in over the ball now. Can't control it. Sheehan, brilliant pick up, but well done by Steve Golgi to relieve him of the ball. And it's gone out of bounds again.
Doldig's really lifted his endeavour again this quarter, and I think if Rothy hadn't been off the ground with Doldig's influence there, we may have been a little closer, but they're out there and they're trying, and here's Rothy now trying to run through the pack. He's lost the ball and it's play on there, and here's Holiday now taking the ball in front of him, and he's going to clear out to this grandstand side wing for Tumby Bay there, and Lance Cox leads in the race to the ball, gets it over to young Prime, who hooks it around the body to Ryan Modra, and there's young James Pedler there. He won't give up. He'll be right in it, as will Joe Pedler. And I tell you what, if young Moddy wants to pick a couple of tough opponents, he's got two tough blokes there in the Pedler boys. The umpire now is going to take a throw up there, just out from the centre half forward position, and Dwayne Chilton there goes for the ball with Osmond, and it's an undecisive tap there. The ball's on the ground. Rothy pounces on it, tries to get away, but Ramblers are desperate in defence there. And here's that Hogan coming up the ground again, but unfortunately the ball's pushed out of bounds on the half-forward flank, or between the half-forward flank and wing for Tumby Bay. Throw in now, we'll have Osmond in opposition to Elliott there. And a good clean contest there. The ball goes down, is knocked down Tumby's way there. But there's Hogan there in front again. Pedler's down on hands and knees, and he's battling for the ball, and they're desperate in defence here at Ramblers.
Some of these Tumby players are going to have to go for the ball here. They're starting to look for the man a bit, and they won't win the game by doing that. They're good players, and they're going to have to get in hard and get the ball first and let the Ramblers chase them.
Yes, I'll agree with you there. There's Morrison trying to get the ball away there. It's picked up, and the tackling there is terrific, but unfortunately Osmond's been ruled that he tackled a little high on Rothy, and Rothy will take a kick in from probably 55, 60 metres, but right out on the half-forward flank there. And who's he got to look for now? There's Thompson down there. He's got Elliott in at halfway in there. Modra comes screaming across from the flank. Bottling it up a bit though, and as Joe said, they're going to have to open it out and play that ball and give themselves a decent run at the ball. And there's a very nice mark there taken by Cough in defence, and he'll relieve for Ramblers.
Yeah, good strong mark by Cough. He measured that a long way back, and you could see Rothy was going to go right for goals. Never make the distance. Kicked over the heads of Thompson and everybody else. And Cough gets to go out to the other side wing. In the run, Cunningham and Johnny Southern, but Southern overruns the ball, still in control now, gets a bump and still spins away over the ball. Well done, lad. And kicks it in to Dolgig. And Dolgig, with the size kick he is, he could make this distance on a pretty acute angle. Goes back a long way. That's good to see with the bloke having kicked for goal.
Yes, there's too many senior players seem to cramp themselves for room and kick into the man on the mark.
Kicks us right in the teeth of goal here. Pedler up, but can't, smacks it away, and Ramblers rush the ball through. Ramblers' full back line have played well today. They've rushed it through when there's under pressure, and that's the way to do it. Nagel elects to kick quickly out to Guy Nagel. He can't trap the ball and runs it out over the boundary line. Ramblers seem to be kicking out, coming into the breeze on the top flank. A little bit dangerous if Tumby player gets the ball, and here's a chance for Tumby Bay through Holiday. Collects a good bump from Joe Pedler, and And the ball's gone out over the boundary line again. I think he's all right, the lad. Crittenden in ruck for Ramblers. He's up and away after the ball again. Scrambly play here. Through hard McCullum. Still keeping the ball in front of him. Pushing it out in the open. Elliott off the ground. Oh, Tumby Bay player there through Modra. Picks it up brilliantly, but tries to kick a quick kick and kicks it out in the full. Quentin Nagel to bring it in. He's played well at full back. He's got nowhere to go. You've got to kick wide to a big man. Lex to come out towards Cough Dog. He takes a beautiful leap and a great mark by this young fellow. He'll be a good player. He's gained in confidence a lot. That's what I like about him. And he's still got another year in Colts, so he's got a pretty big future here.
I can't see him playing the full year in Colts next year, Joe. He played one game earlier in the year in the A grade and acquitted himself well. He's a nice kick, and but this one he's pushed off to the side a little bit, and we'll wait on the umpire's decision whether it's out on the full or a point. No, it looks like he's steered it through for 1 point. And yes, it was a beautiful mark. I guess if we were in Adelaide, we say we'd put him in for the mark of the day. There's Ramblers now taking out to the other flank there, where Crettenden's there with his body and strength, and he forces the ball up along the boundary there. Beautiful little handball there onto Sheehan, and Ramblers are away into defence. Took a bounce easy and has got a man right out there in the open in Chris Fuller. Fuller out at about the true centre half forward position, perhaps a little far out, and he's looking there for Osman, who gave a nice lead and has taken a very well judged mark, probably about 25 yards out on a 30-35 degree angle. He's played well today too, and used his weight, but in this case he used his judgment and experience and took a very nice mark. Lines up on goal with a left foot kick. It came off the boot nicely, and the goal umpire has indicated that he's steered it through the middle. And Joe, look, 49 points versus 18 now, and Tumby Bay won't lay down, but it's a pretty handy lead coming into three-quarter time.
Yeah, Ramblers look better when they run the ball. We get the ball in the open. There was 3 players involved in that, and they came from one end of the ground to the other. Good handball by Scotty Blacker onto Sheehan. Sheehan straight into Fuller, and Fuller straight into Russell Osman. Very quick play, and as good as we've seen today.
Yes, a good passage of play, and got the goal that it certainly deserved. Well, there we go. Just get the ball back to centre, and the siren goes to sound the three-quarter time, and the scores, as you can see, are 7-7 to Ramblers, 2 goals, 6 to Tumby Bay, and with the assistance of this breeze blowing down there between the half-forward flank and the forward pocket, Ramblers, one would expect, could do it the easy way, but I'm sure that Tumby won't give up without a fight. Was for Ramblers that quarter, well, I don't know. They had several good players. Sheehan once again was very good. Joe Pedler was solid in defence. Young Guy Nagel did a few good things. James Pedler did a couple of good things too when he was called on. Chris Fuller at centre half forward was always there, and of course Russell Osman there at full forward and on the ball. Well, he's been playing very well all day. I also like the run of this Paul Hogan. First time I've seen, well, I saw him play sort of during the final series, and he's a very direct player. He loves his game, and he's playing the game well. For Tumby there, I'd say yes. Once again, Stephen Doldig lifted himself. He had a quiet second quarter, but he lifted and put everything into the game that he could. 1 or 2 little men came into it there. Ryan Modra was relentless in his attack on the ball. Johnny Southern loves to get onto that left boot, but he's always attacking the ball too. And of course, Scott Elliott's battling away there in ruck. And the Holiday boys, well, you name them. Troy, Luke, and yes, I've got to find the other one there, but they're all doing well. And Tumby, as Joe said, during that quarter, I think, have to forget that attack on the man and attack that ball and get it out into the open. Yeah, I just think that some of their good players in the first, like Matt Rother, he was off.
when he came back on, he tried so hard, he just infringed a couple of players and couldn't find the ball enough. And Pinky Thompson, who was very good at full forward in the first quarter, got put in onto the ball then, and we didn't see much of him. And Morrison's gone out of the game trying to chase Sheehan again. So Ramblers seem to have Tumby's good players covered, although Steve Golgig is still probably their best, I'd say. And he's taking marks over the top of Pax, but he can't do it by himself. So coming into the last quarter, it's 7 goals 7 to Ramblers and 2 goals 8 to Tumby Bay.
Quarter of the 1994 grand final, with Ramblers leading 7-7 to 2-8, and there's Crittenden in ruck taking it away, forcing it down Ramblers' end, but Rothy's able to trap the ball and send it into centre half forward, where Chilton is awarded the mark at just backward of centre half forward. He elects to handball to Rothy running on down. He looks for Thompson. He's unable to control it, but there's Modra flying in there, and he's squeezed it through for a point, unfortunately.
Yeah, Tumby started with a lot of gusto in this first 1 minute or 2 minutes of the last quarter. Rothy in there twice, backing up again for the ball. Nagel to bring the ball in for Ramblers. Long kick, Pedler can't grab the ball. Rothy again. He's a big part of the team, but we haven't seen enough of him today. Oh, he's hit his own player right in the face with the ball in. Out comes Koff for Ramblers. Dodges around one player, kicks down towards the wing. Here's young Nagel. Good mark, young fella. Gets a kick away. Good long kick. Fuller there. Overruns the ball. David up in front. He's played pretty well. Done his job. Still there. David's still there. Ramblers there. Young Jim Holman picks the ball up but can't control it. And goes out over the boundary line. Actually, Jeremy David has played pretty well. He's done his job. We haven't seen a lot out of centre half forward.
He slowed down a bit when he copped that one in the leg, but seems to be a bit more mobile again now. And he just battles along there. Doesn't look as looks a little bit slow now and then, but he's been very effective throughout the year. And as the year's gone on, he's got better.
Here's young Jim Holman again. Good play. Swing around his left, straight to Fuller. Fuller into the full forward area now. And Osman in front, can't control it. In hard Sheehan, knocked out by Dolgig. You've got to see him move down forward a bit more for Tumby to attack. Scrambly play out through Morrison on the left. All Crittenden here. Dodges around one player, comes around. Kicks in a funny looking kick. Bounces past 2 players. No one can control it. And comes out through David. Picks up. Size, good look. Well done, young David. He sized up Steve Dolgig then. Looked up, saw his eyes. Rothy can't control the ball. Runs out over the boundary line. Yeah, I think Steve Dolgig is going to have to come out more. He can't be found back there, the full back line. Doesn't matter if you lose by a bit more, but you've got to have a chance of winning, so you must attack. Over the back, Blacker in front, tries to kick off the ground, can't control it. Here's McCullum again. Played pretty well for Tumby. Young Ryan Modra out in front, he's an improver. Not a very old lad. Elects to go into the centre area, still, Tumby player didn't want that ball. Young Modra hits the ball through the pack again. James Pedler overruns it. Hogan played a pretty good game, but elects to handball to himself, and you can't do that. Joe Pedler picks it up, but well trapped. Umpire Ken Carr says my ball, and he'll throw it up. Just Tumby side of centre. Umpires have done a good job. In high Crittenden, he takes the knock. Out in the road of the Ramblers bloke, and down towards Tumby area again in the full forward area. Hogan comes flying through, picks it up but can't control it and runs it out over the boundary. For a bloke who did very little in the preliminary final, he's played quite a good game today, Neil.
Played very well, yes. I've been impressed with him. He's attacked the ball and been prepared to run at it all day, and the ball's the only thing he's been looking at, and he's certainly come out with the results. Bit of a scramble there, and umpire Ken Carr decides that he'll have a throw up there between half forward flank and forward pocket for Tumby Bay. There's the throw up there now with Crittenden in ruck, leaping high to tap it down, and Rothy traps it behind the pack. Can't get around, but he's free now and onto his right boot. and drives Tumby into the pocket where Thompson's trying to jostle there, but it looks like it's out of bounds on the full. And Ramblers will bring it back into play from right alongside the point post there. Looks for a man in short. Doldig comes from behind, committed himself at that ball, took 2 grabs at it and has been awarded the mark on the second, and he's right on the boundary there at between half forward flank and forward pocket there. Not sure whether to come into the centre. Yes, he sees a man in there short, young Modra, and Modra almost marks that, but it's spoiled away from him by James Pedler. Did a good job there to keep that ball away from him, and the ball's on the ground again there, and another throw up here from Ken Carr.
Yeah, ball up in the forward pocket area for Tumby Bay. Up high, Cretin, and he started to win this ruck. Ramblers have got a couple more taller players and they can afford to switch their ruckman. So young Elliott's done a good job. He's rucked nearly all day against probably 3 or 4 different ruckmen. Ball's gone out of bounds between forward pocket and forward flank. Breeze has changed a bit, Neil. It's blowing around more southwest now. And before, when it started, it was a bit more northwest. Back in the thing, Rothy can't control the ball. Coffin over there with good tackle and holds it to his body. Quite a breeze springing up here now, blowing mainly across the ground, which is going to be have a lot of effect in the next 2 games. Seconds in the A grade. Tumby come forward again, but it's out on the full through Dolgig. Got to score a goal, Tumby, quickly, to get all the players back up again, get their minds on the job. This is Nagel to bring the ball in. Kicks long out to the back flank area again. Sheehan up over the high, punches through the back. As Morrison kicks in a good mark by James Pedler, one-hander. It would be better if Ramblers came out the top side a bit. Kicks down to Cunningham up. Couldn't control the ball. There's McCullum. Good handball over to Rothy. Rothy into full forward area. Thompson's there. Good try. Nagel. He's playing the game of his life, this lad.
Yeah,
good mark. Defense, good strong mark. Seems to gain in confidence. Down to Hogan. He can't mark it. Tumby Blair over the top. Hogan knocks it out. Dolgig there. He's trapped. Morrison it was. Nagel in front again. This is Pedler. Ramblers have got too many men, and the big lifts from 2 weeks ago is Quentin Nagel and perhaps Paul Hogan and a couple of those players. Young James Pedler, here's another one. They've lifted way above what they played the other day, and it's made all the difference. They're kicking wide. I prefer them to see the best way to attack is down through the middle or the top side. They're going very wide and playing defensive.
Yes, I think they've got a big enough lead at this stage that straight down the centre of the ground should be where they play, but I guess their coach has given them instructions. You're far enough up now, you can bottle it up. There's a good long kick down along the wing there to Osman, who takes a strong mark in opposition to Southern, and Osman's going to keep it down along that wing with his left boot. He brings it down, and coming in underneath that ball there was a little fella, young Jim Holman there, but he wasn't quite tall enough, but he's back and into the game again. There's young Wayne Nagel. Here we come, and now Chris Fuller there picks it up and drives it right in towards goals, where Luke Holliday is unable to touch the ball, and the umpire is going to raise 2 flags to signal another goal to Ramblers. And at 8 goals 7 to 2 goal 9, with probably 10 minutes gone in this last quarter, Tumby are going to have to lift a hell of a lot here, Joe, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd really like to see Ramblers go the top side or down centre. They've got a big lead, and they have been the better team on the day, and they should be coming top side instead of going down that bottom flank.
Yes, they're certainly the better team today. They've got those taller players, and they're all contributing, even right down to the little fellas like Jimmy Holman there. Everybody's contributed when they've had to, and they bring it away now on this top side, and Jeremy David's able to pick it up, take a bounce, and he's looked down here now for Holiday and Modra rather, and he's slips just as he's about to mark the ball. Ramblers are just keeping in play there. And here we go now with 2 on 1, three Ramblers now on the Tumby, and it's back here to where Scott Elliott picks it up, handballs onto Morrison onto the left boot, and Morrison drives it in towards centre half forward, but a very timely mark there by Pedler. Pedler brings it out here to this wing now where Sheehan's in opposition there, and Holiday is a good shepherd, uses his body to give Morrison a free run at the ball, and unfortunately Morrison got it down there to and they were unable to control it. Ramblers have taken it away now, and Fuller's made a desperate attack on the ball there, handballs it over, and here's Guy Nagel now running into that goal, fires it in towards true full forward, but Warren Redding takes a timely mark on the dummy. He plays it out here now to Holiday at centre, and they're in the danger area, Tumby are they? They are the ones now that need to push it over the other flank, and it's out to Doldig, who is under pressure there and kicks away out to McCullum's wing. Michael never gives up. He's a bit of a speedster, but the young bloke, young 21 there, young Joel Nagel there, Joel's hassled him all the way, and it looks like we'll have a bounce up on the far wing.
Yeah, a lot of desperation in that play. Ball up in the air now. Dolgig takes the ruck. The ball run out over the boundary on the other side wing. No, it must have been out on the full. Kick to Tumby Bay through Lodge. He elects to go in short to Dolgig. He must lead more, this fellow. He's a huge part of their team. Must just keep pushing himself in front, Cough. He's played a good game. Always does, actually. Should come across the centre now, but he's going to go down the bottom side again. I can't understand this. Osman reads that ball better and round on his left boot, which is his natural. Kicks in there, young Jimmy Holman can't quite control it, but he'll come out with it, grabs the ball, hits it out of the pack. In there is Fuller battling hard. Here's young Nagel back in there. This is Jimmy Holman in over there again, but out through Elliott. Big strong lad he is. Here's Mick McCullum with the run of the ball. Can't get a kick away, well tackled. Then by Ramblers, and Sheehan can't pick it up. Watch the man player coming at him. Joe Pedler in the same way. In through hard is Cough. Tumby Bay through hard work coming out with it through Ryan Modra. Both Tumby and Ramblers overrun it. Walk up in the lead here. Now picks it up. Gets a little kick away from his body. Still in there hard working hard is Girardi, but can't control it, and it goes out in Tumby Bay's bottom forward pocket. Umpire throws it in quickly. The only man there is Chilton. Goes for a big swing. Rothie overruns it. Modra picks it up. James Pedler, brilliant mark running back into the play. Big improver, this young fella. Kicks it out to Hogan. Hogan's a runner and away he goes. Down to the centre area, but the bottom side again, and Dolgig's back there on his own. Few tempers starting to flare, and they're doing the wrong thing, Ramblers. They should be kicking right away. They've lost the plot just a little bit. Probably getting a bit tired. Chilton now to take him into attack in the centre half forward area. James Pedler again, can't quite mark it. Walk up in over the ball there. It'll be a ball up. About 25 metres out from Tumby Bay's goal. Goal here would help make all the difference. Just boost him up again, but it comes out of the pack through Joe Pedler, down to Osman. Osman will drive him well into attack, but he'd go on that bottom side again. Anthony Sheehan now elects to come across the centre. Good to see someone using their brains. Cretton out in front and takes a strong mark. On the true 50-metre line, but goes to the bottom side. Hope he's kicking to a strong kick. Chris Fuller can't control it. And out through Redding then. Here's Blacker and two good friends here. Blacker bumps young Johnny Southern over, taps it back to Cretton. Well done. Cretton picks up Lex to go on his left. Round to Fuller. Fuller drops another one off his chest. Still can't understand why Ramblers aren't coming across the top side, Neil.
No, I can't understand it. I thought that Anthony Sheehan gave them the idea of coming across this top side, but then he drifted it back across the bottom side there, and it's bottling it up a bit. I think that they probably could have extended their lead if they had played this top side. Tumby are taking it away now through a passage of play, and Morrison kicks it on up there for Chilton. Chilton can't control the ball, but he's still battling hard. So too is Joe Pedler, and the umpire has ruled that there'll be a free kick there to Chilton, who had his body over the ball and playing the ball all the time. Chilton drives it up along that half-forward flank there now, where Jordan Holiday takes a mark, turns and plays straight on towards Girardi, and this is the play that Tumby have given all year, but it seems to have gone a bit this year, but this week mainly because of the untiring efforts of the back lines there of Ramblers. And there, after a bit of scrambly play there, the ball's forced out of bounds and be a throw in there between half-forward flank and forward pocket. In it comes there with Osman in opposition to Elliott, and Osman taps it down in front there. Sheehan there tries to bring it away, but is unable to control the ball, and it goes on out of bounds. On the half-forward flank there on the roadside for Tumby Bay there, the throw-in now with Elliott still battling away in ruck there. Actually, he's probably acquitted himself quite well again, although at one stage there Crittenden got on top of him, but he's still there battling and giving the best he can. There'll be another ball up there on the on the wing side of that half-forward flank there now. And players are getting tired by the way that young Pedler got up there then, but they've all put in well, and it's a warm day. Ball goes down there now for Jordan Holiday to take a grab, and has been awarded the free, and he's not going to waste much time there. He plays it on in there and looking for Girardi, but Girardi just can't get loose there today because young Walk up there has held him pretty well. And he's to take the free kick, or the mark there now, kicks it down onto that dead flank again though, Joe.
Yeah, actually, we haven't said much about young Kieran Walker, but he has played well. He's got a job just to stand young Girardi, same as he had last time, and we haven't seen much of him. He's kicked 1 or 2 goals, young Girardi, and usually gets more. So he's done a good job. I think the matchups all day, Ramblers have done their homework, and they've kept Tumby's good players right out of the game. So well done to whoever's doing that job. So on the bottom side wing now. Ball comes in, not long to go, I wouldn't suspect. A couple of minutes. It looks like Ramblers are going to win the 1994 Colts Grand Final. Out through Tumby Bay here, but they can't control it. Here comes Scott Blacker, picks up well, handballs over to Osman. He ducks back into play, but gets a handball to Sheehan. They're all getting trapped. Sheehan over to Blacker. He dodges around one player, takes a bounce. Handballs over to Cabot, but Cabot's facing the wrong way. Can't pick it up cleanly. Ball's still in front. Brilliant pick up by Sheehan. Around the body hard, but not enough. And he's kicked out on the full. He's very tired, this young fella, but best man on the ground and played a brilliant game, running all day.
He's covered a lot of ground today, hasn't he? Yes, I'd have to agree that he'd be best man on the ground by quite a bit, although Ramblers have had 2 or 3 blokes. I've been impressed by Osman. I think that he's put in very well all day, but then they've probably got 6 or 8 who have acquitted themselves very well right throughout the game. Hogan has been a good player. Joe Pedler's been good. The other little bloke, James Pedler, he's done a bit here and there, and as we mentioned a while ago, so too has young Walker. He's done his job admirably on Clint Girardi. Tumby bring it down there now looking for Morrison, and Morrison stands his ground and takes a nice mark above the pack and plays it on in towards the centre of the ground there looking for Jeremy David. He's got it and he's lucky to get a kick away. He does well really to get a kick away because he had 2 men on him, but his ball tapped over towards Rody now, who plays it on down to half forward there, where Thompson's doing battle there with with Quentin Nagel, and Quentin's keeping that ball in front of him and heading for the safety of the boundary line. Now he brings it back into play there now, and but Thompson's kept following on, and he's still in there like a rooster looking for something to eat. There's a bit of a scramble there now, and I think the umpire will throw the ball up about on the half-forward flank.
Yeah, young Luke Cronin's done a couple of things too. I couldn't remember his name before, but now I've picked him up. Ball big thump, and the ball's going to go out of bounds on the bottom flank. Couple couple of changes late now, just to give players a run, I suspect. In comes McCallum, takes the ball out of the pack. Out comes Girardi hard, but can't mark it. But if given the mark, could be a bit too far out for him. He tends to kick a bit high into a breeze, right into the teeth of goal. Thompson up over top there. It's a goal, hasn't been touched. A late goal from Tumby Bay. It takes them to 3 goals 9, to Ramblers 8 goals 7. With about 2 or 3 minutes to go. Ramblers in the lead by 4 goals 5. Commanding lead. And there's the siren, and Ramblers have won the 1994 Colts Grand Final, and they're pretty jubilant about it. Well, they've all played very well. It's been a good team game, and they've deserved it all day. I thought best players, definitely best on ground, is Anthony Sheehan, without a doubt. I thought Travis Koff played very well. He was told to take on Matt Rothy, and had done the job well. Joe Pedler came into the game, especially in the second and third quarters, and when he went to the back lines, played very well. Quentin Nagel played probably the best game I've seen him play at fullback, and well done, lad. And Guy Nagel got a lot of kicks along the thing. Russell Osman in ruck all day and did a lot of good, strong marking. And I can keep going through them. All the small brigade, they played well too. Chris Fuller played pretty well. Kieran Walkup did his job. Martin Cabot and I've missed one here in Paul Hogan, who's a bit of surprise packet today, played very well. And Cretton got most of the goals. And I'll turn it over to Neil for Tumby Bays.
Yes, thank you, Joe, and I don't think we can look anywhere past Stephen Doldig there for another fine game today, following up that terrific effort last week. He played well all over the ground, and unfortunately, had we had 1 or 2 more like Stephen putting in that effort, we would have made it a lot closer game. After Stephen, I guess, for the first and last quarters, Matthew Rotey played quite well. Unfortunately, a bit of a blemish there when he was sent off. But the other lads who I think have made tremendous improvement in football in the last 2 or 3 years, the 3 Holiday brothers, Troy, Luke and Brad, they all did what was asked of them at times there. It's hard to pick out somebody who had a consistent time after Doldig. Jeremy David tried hard at centre half back, had big men on him, but did quite well and got a few kicks. That knock in the knee slowed him down a bit. Mick McCullum on a wing was a lad that didn't give up battling all day, nor did Ryan Modra. Ryan came into the game after half time. His third quarter was good, and the last quarter we got a little bit congested, but yes, Ryan Modra put in quite well there towards the end of the game. Chris Morrison showed a bit more form this week than he has other weeks, but then again, of course, he was on a very hard man, and of course the other man I've overlooked for the lion-hearted job he did in ruck was Scott Elliott. Was beaten in the third quarter but came back and I think held his own again in the last quarter. Wade Lodge had a quiet one today on the half-back flank. The ball didn't go near Wade. We've seen 2 very good games from him the last couple though, and Wade still sort of was there when we needed him. Brett Poole was on and off the bench and had a quieter game today. Jordan Holiday came back into the game when he came on the last 10 minutes. Ryan Prime did a few good things while he was out there. And Johnny Southern, of course, Southo put in his usual diesel type of game with both left and right leg kicks.
Yeah, I've got to mention young Jim Holman there. He's still a mini-leaguer and played very well for Ramblers. And Scotty Blacker, he was in there sometimes, and so was Kieran Walkup, did his job. So the little brigade did it very well too. Congratulations, Ramblers, on the grand final, and you deserved it, fellas.
Yes, I'll agree with you there, Joe. Well done, well played.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Great Britain Football League, it is with pleasure I welcome you here today. It's been the practice last year and also this year. At the conclusion of each final, the winning team members will be presented with a medallion.
first of all, commiserations to Tumby Bay. They played the game out, they played well, but on the day they were beaten by a better side. So if I could ask the captain of the Rambler Colts to come forward and receive their premiership shield, Joe Pedler.
They keep coming up with this scheme for me this year, or last year, the year before.
No, the reason I'm so keen for the
I know why you're so keen for me to do it.
Pretty stuck to words here, but I'd like to thank firstly our coach for the year, Rob Parsons. We blew up for him last year, but we got it for him this year. Thanks a lot to Rob. Well done. Give him a round of applause, guys. Also, for everyone who came here today to support us, thanks a lot, and this is what we got to show for it. Well done to all you fellas. Top effort.
Thanks, Joe. I now call on the Rambler team manager, Mr. John Nagel, to call the number and the name of the player and to come forward to present it with their medallion. Thank you.
Give me all the ones you don't want.
Nathan Cunningham. Jim Holland.
What's it going to do to the face? What should not? There you go. You've got your luck change.
Who are you?
You drove over this morning.
No.
Wade Nagel.
All right.
Tim Hogan. Shannon Minard. Luke Cronin.
When the school holiday? I think it's the other day. He said,
Karen Walker. Scott Blacker. Joel Nagel.
When did you get here, Jacko? 11 o'clock. Today?
James Pedler.
With Pam, Val and David.
Guy Nagel.
Sorry about that. That's all right. Didn't smoke it every town.
Travis Kopp. Paul Hogan.
So you come to support the captain?
Russell Osmond.
I was going to go. She's going to see. Yes, straight there.
Chris Fuller.
Cash up.
Quentin Nagel. Martin Cabot. Andrew Crednan.
And that laugh, I suppose.
Andy Shears, vice captain. Joseph Pedler, captain. Coach Rob Parsons.
Holes in the balloon.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The lads can do a lap round the oval if you like.
There's that follow, you know?
I'm going to do the YouTube, Eric. Yes, never done it. You'll be right. Yes, yeah. Is that on all the time? Or as soon as that comes on the side? Yeah, that'll be okay. I would think Barry's done it before. Barry's done it before, yeah.
Here, tea. Hello. Hello. You do all right on the way in.
Can we take a bottle of the boat, leave it in the boat? Leave a bottle on the boat. I've got the red.
Hello. Where are you out in the middle then? Yeah. Where's your hat?
Oh yeah,